Welcome to the Fleet Geeks podcast. We're here to help develop fleet and transport professionals. Do you want to progress and develop your skills and knowledge? We promise to bring lively conversation and debate around interesting issues and keep you bang up to date with changes in our awesome industry. The Fleet Geeks are a community of professionals, and if you enjoy the podcast, why not join the discussion for free in the Fleet Geek community over on Facebook?
Hiya guys, welcome back to the latest episode of Fleet Geeks with myself again, John. I've took the reins off Pete and brought the guys on from Mission Zero. Hopefully you've listened to the last one. If not, the last episode last week was all about what is Mission Zero, and this week we're going to be looking at the audit standards for Mission Zero, what accreditation looks like for operators, timescales, etc. And yeah, we will go into it. For anybody that's not caught up, we've got Paul, Grafton and Shaun Winstanley with us today from Mission Zero. So, Paul, thank you for joining us again. Audit standards for Mission Zero.
Yeah.
What does the audit standards look like? In comparison to other accreditation standards, how is the audit process?
Similar to any of the accreditations. You have an audit form to work from, and you do. Mission Zero is based on full legal compliance. So the audit form itself, what the auditors use, the audit standards, there's nothing in the Mission Zero audit standard that is not within an operator license requirement. It's based on full legal compliance. So there's no questions in there or nothing to try and sort of trip an operator up or go through, try and do that. It's not. It's straightforward. Because it's full legal compliance, we do look at, we have a full section, KMA 2, for example, is a full section on working time directive and driver's hours.
Okay, yes.
Right, it's not, a couple of questions, it's a full breakdown of the analysis, working time and that. KMA 4 is specifically for vehicles operated. So whether it be a power two-wheeler, whether it be an LCV, a mobile plant, HGV, that's what you're looking at there. KMA 1 is the operation side of it. KMA 3 is the staff. So we're looking at the training and what the training is, what's disseminated. One of the communicators, I say to the operators, one of the main things with our audit standard is we don't have a specific requirement as in training. Yes, we comply with TfL's requirement for work-related road risk. We have our e-learning modules on there, but what we look at as well is what an operator completes themselves. So we look at CPC, driver CPC training. We look at internal training. We look at if the customer sends a requirement to an operator, how is that communicated? Is it part of driver PDP, CPD? That's the main thing. So it's not specific. It is open book on the training. However, there are mandated parts that we do have to comply to on the work-related road risk side of TfL. In our actual transport, HCV transport, there are 134 questions. Now that, I think, Royce, there's a lot of questions to go through there, but it is each question is specific and it's separated. So that's why there's a bigger lot in there. Our audit form itself for the auditors, we have a guidance document built in to our audit form. It's built into the spreadsheet.
So the auditor knows what they're looking for.
So exactly. So on the page when they're doing an audit, they look at the guidance note, they look at the question, so they've got it there right in front of them. They know they're not going to miss anything in the audit form. We have a QA process the same as any other standard does. And that's it really. There's nothing in there that's going to trip an operator up. Anything to help operators with the audit is there. Like I say, it's free resources. The free resources are there. Templates, policy pack, risk assessments, they're there for the operator to use. And, they may have them. They may have their own documentation. As long as it meets the requirements of our standard, that's fine.
Yeah, of course, yeah, and that's it, and having them free resources helps massively as well, because
Yeah.
I know to go and get other accreditation standards, you might end up spending hundreds, thousands of pounds even on consultants to get you up to that standard, but actually it's free resources and it's easy to read as well, easy to understand and digest to get your own accreditation standard at your own pace as well. Now, let's say a 10 vehicle operator, they apply tomorrow onto the website, book an audit. What we're looking at in terms of timescales then for accreditation, from signing up to accreditation?
That's a moving target, John. It is. We can accommodate an audit within 7 to 10 days.
Okay.
At the minute we have 48 auditors.
Okay, so
scattered around the country. So and at the minute, with the volume that's coming in, and even if, to be fair, even if the volume doubles or trebles or whatever, we can accommodate that 7 to 10 business days. There's
okay.
not, but it also depends on the operator.
Yeah,
You know, it's one of them. It's moving target, isn't it? You know, we've had them ringing up saying, "Oh, I've got to have the accreditation by so and so." A lot of it depends on the training, though, John. If you've got the training as well, you know, it's all right booking the audit, but you've got to, you know, if it's work related road risk part, they've got to meet the requirements for the training. So there's
so
that side of it as well.
It's so many different variables, so many different moving parts then in terms
Yeah.
of operators being ready for it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then to get the accreditation, how long does that last for?
12 months.
So 12 months, and then it's a,
Yeah,
is it a re-audit after 12 months then?
Yeah, everything is 12 months. One of the main differences with our audit is we have the Excel. It's an Excel audit form. Everybody sort of likes working around Excel. It works for, you know, other audit providers. It works for us. But we have bronze, silver, gold. But we're on mission 0, work related road risk 1, work related road risk 2. But we also have sustainability 1 and 2. We're one of the only accredited schemes that do sustainability in 2 modules.
Okay.
And it's up to the operator what they want, how they want to pay for it. Do they want to just the mission 0 standard? Do they want work related road risk 1 equivalent to silver? Do they want work related road risk 2 equivalent to gold? Do they want sustainability? So they can mix and match. They can have mission 0 and sustainability, or they can have mission 0 plus work related road risk 1. We unify and we can unify the advanced modules as well, so it makes it cheaper again for the operators. But the key thing with it, John, is that we actually do the advanced modules at the same time as the core standard.
Yes.
So it's not a separate audit.
Yeah, so there's not coming back and paying for another audit or
no. You know, you pay for all whatever you want. Yeah, you pay for, and then we can complete that audit and on the same day. So like you say, if you're up to 10 vehicles, key thing with that is up to 10 vehicles, you don't pay a subscription fee.
Okay.
You're just paying for your audit.
So there you go. It's a win-win then, isn't it? You're just paying for your audit up to 10 vehicles.
Yeah.
No subscription fee.
And you pay for the audit whatever you want. If you're paying for if you've got 10 vehicles, you want just a mission 0 audit, core audit. You do it online where you can upload onto our dashboard. That's another difference, which I forgot to say in the last podcast that we did. Our dashboard allows operators to upload as much or as little evidence as they want.
Hello, it's Shani from Flagship Partners. We are really proud to sponsor the Fleet Geeks podcast. If you need expert advice or training for your fleet business, make Flagship Partners your first choice. We are really excited to announce the launch of our Transport Manager Academy. With expert development for fleet leaders, we offer fully accredited initial Transport Manager CPC training, CPC refresher, and operator license awareness training, as well as mentoring, support, and professional development beyond the qualification. Our vision is to develop elite fleet professionals.
Okay.
So they can put it in zip files, they can put it into the audit on their own page, on their own dashboard. When they get allocated an audit, the auditor can go in there 3-4 days, week before, pre-populate an audit from all the evidence that's there. So you're not holding a piece of paper up to a camera and they're trying to read it and get dates and all that. So and they can put as much as they want evidence on. So if you wanted 10 vehicles, Mission Zero online is 380 quid plus a vodka and tonic. That's what you are. If you want it on site, £420 plus a vodka and tonic. That's how it works.
There's not a lot into it, and then off the back of that, then your Mission Zero accredited. You've had your audit, fantastic. You're accredited for the next 12 months. Do the operators then go into sort of a website where people can, or do they get certificates, badges for the vehicles, potentially stickers for the vehicles?
Yeah. We provide we at the minute we have, it's just one badge, one thing. That's it. It's Mission Zero with your ID number on it. We are working with a partner which will be coming shortly. There'll be a QR code on there on the sticker. So when they go to a gate check, camera on the QR code, it'll give them everything, what level they're at, what level of accreditation, how many vehicles, sites, and that's it from literally taking a QR. That's sort of in the process.
Okay.
They can actually print off on their own dashboard. They have quite a bit of control on the dashboard, the operators. They can print off an invoice if you want it again. They can print off certificates for the e-learning. They can print them off themselves. They can print off their own badges, their own vehicle badges on there, which is developing. We keep that's still ongoing. We're just adding and adding to that as we're going along.
Okay.
So they have, the operator has quite a bit of control on their site. What they do. They can remove it, sites as in operating centres, add operating centres. So there is a lot of trust in it. There is a lot of trust there,
Yeah. But that's it. You've got to have that element of trust as well. And then in terms of operator history, then can you do this from, let's say you get your operator's license on Monday, can you apply straight away for Mission Zero, or is there a period of time where you've got to have been an operator?
No, we don't have a time. The only thing we would look at with that is obviously we do an audit, but we could only do the audit on what information you have at the time. If they're a couple of weeks old, and that is, we have a summary box on the front of the audit, and that a lot you can put. Well, we expect to be, a good 1.5 paragraphs in there about the business, but you can expand it as much as you want. So in a case like that, they could show all the details they have, obviously their operator license when they applied, what vehicles they have, when they started, and it'd be recorded down as at time of audit. That's it. Okay.
And then in the last podcast, we touched a little bit on the van side of things as well. So is there an audit for van operators as well?
We have, we launched an LCV audit at Expo this year, and that's when it started. So we have got a separate auditing system for LCVs based on Excel spreadsheet. They can go to, again, the work-related road risk 1, work-related road risk 2, which is equivalent to your 4 silver and gold, and sustainability, entirely up to the operator. The LCV audits are 195. All LCV audits will be done online at the moment. We're just looking at doing them online. And we've done, I think, off the top of my head, I think we've done 4 LCV audits, and one due in the next few weeks.
Okay, and that's encouraging as well, in that promoting it to your LCV operators as well that aren't necessarily regulated by operators licensing, but still want to be that high standard of safety and legality, so to say.
Help a bit of that. There's an LCV e-learning module we've done in there as well, and I'm just working on a hybrid and electric vehicle one now. I'm sort of 3 parts of the way through that as well for operators as well, which will be free on the dashboard. Because that's the next sort of key thing, isn't it? Electric EVs, a lot of EV vans at the minute, isn't there? So
it is. It's funny you should say that. I had a conversation with a good friend of mine this morning about electric vans and how that risk is managed as well. So we're getting
new to all of us, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, that's it. It's different challenges. So for anybody that's got any sort of questions about getting audited, is it a case of reaching out to yourself on LinkedIn? Through the website, and
you can literally Mission Zero, all one word, .org.uk. The inquiries email address is on there. The office phone number's on there. or just on through LinkedIn, through our profile on LinkedIn, or mine or Sean's. A matter of fact, people do that, that seems to be their favourite sort of way of trying to connect. You get things come on there. But yeah, that's the best way. Or just, a lot of it, to be fair, it's been really encouraging. It has over the last sort of 12 months, if not a little bit longer. It's been word of mouth.
Yeah.
And that's been really good. The word of mouth, and we've been recommended, this is recommended, and that, and we're still getting it now. Which is really good. It's nice just to see that people think, it's a good standard, it's what they're doing, and they're getting their help, and that's what the feedback's been. So
yeah, beautiful. And we always like a bit of good feedback as well. Sean?
Yeah, just on that point, I think, Paul's gone through everything what was on the Without process. But I think as we mentioned in the previous podcast about how Mission Zero was born, the standard, everything was done by the operators for the operator. But even same with the audits. The audit's the same. So from our point of view, we get the people involved at the cold face. So like Paul says, there's a full compliance audit, so we cover everything off that you've got to legally do. But also we've got the best practice stuff in there. But we don't just put things in the audit for the sake of putting it all in there. It's a case of we listen to the operators. Operators might think, well, we keep coming across this off. You might want to think about putting this into the audit, which will review it. But also the EAPs that we use. We also have, valued input from those guys and girls. So listen, we're doing the audits. Ideally, could do including this in the guidance notes just so it make it a bit more clearer. And it's like Paul said, there's 138 questions in there. If you just go into a van operator, there'll be a lot of questions in there that will be not applicable really to the van operator. So again, by working with the operators and looking at the audit, me and Paul come up with an idea where we could have a set of questions at the beginning of the audit, which will basically, if it's not applicable, it will take those questions out of the audit and,
Okay.
and put a default answer in there for the reason behind it. So I think with those, I think what's coming across to us, it's all about the operator. It's working with the operator. It's their standard as well. We listen to them, we take it on board. If we can alter things, we alter things. But key to it too is the audit providers we use. And the auditors. The auditors will select. Yes, you want competent people who's qualified to do it, but you also want people who live in the real world. And they're there to help and support and guide them. They can't do the audit for them, but they can point them in the right direction. Sometimes you hear stories about, well, somebody's failed an audit because the document wasn't worded in a certain way. From our point of view, as long as it covers the requirements and it's in there, we're not bothered how it's worded, as long as it's in there and it's meeting it. So it's working with people, So yeah, from us, it's all about the operator, working with them, listening to them, and the stakeholders like the AAPs being involved, and just listening to people, making it work. What we want to try and do is make the audit a nice experience for people. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, because with all the will in the world, the minute you hear the word audit, the sweats start, the sleepless nights start, and all the rest of it. So if it is a nice, straightforward, fairly seamless process and an enjoyable process as well, that's not just about getting checked up on, but also using it as a learning process as well.
It's like Jonathan. I think it's like Paul said. The feedback's been second to none. We've actually had people who, like you just said, they don't want to have the audit. They're frightened about it. They're not sleeping about it. And then they turn up on the day. The auditor calms them down, puts everything in place to the point that they'll pick the phone up, the phone Paul up and say, "Listen, Paul, can't believe what's just happened. What a cracking guy or girl that's turned up." And they want to do the audit for next year. Because things have been identified, what they were about, but it's protecting, them and the business and the brand. So yeah, it's all good stuff.
And as we always say, you know what you know, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, thank you again, guys. For it's been a pleasure to have you on for the last two podcasts. If you've not listened yet, podcast one's available on all the streaming platforms. There's a little link in the bio underneath, in the comments underneath, for the Mission Zero website, and there'll be a link to the guys' social media pages as well, such as LinkedIn. And feel free to contact them. Say you come to it from the podcast, it'd be even better. But thank you again, guys. Episode number 3, the final one in the trilogy, is going to be with Amanda Duffy from Darcycott, looking at it from an operator's perspective. So thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share with your friends and colleagues too. Join us for free on Facebook with the Fleet Geeks community for transport and fleet managers. Fleet Geeks offers ongoing professional development, networking and mentoring too. So get in touch with me, Pete Rushmer, on any social media platform to find out more.